Borderlands 3, but every time I level up I lose everything. Episode number 3. And starting off from last time, as I completely failed to kill Kilovolt, so I'm gonna go around and do a couple of side missions just to get my levels up a bit, because the main missions want me to be at least level 14 and Kilovolt was level 16. And I will be killing Kilovolt as he absolutely embarrassed me last time. So I start off by doing the Proof of Wife mission, which seems doable at this point for me. And while I was expecting to do this with relative ease, I killed 2 enemies and immediately got level 11. So the weapons go bye-bye. But luckily this time there were no legendaries, so it wasn't that sad. And because everything in Electricity is way too high level for me, I decided to head back to Sanctuary just to farm a couple of the vendors. And in the first weapon vendor, I found 2 pretty decent looking weapons, so I just went with that. Then I went back to Electricity to continue with the Proof of Wife mission, and it was going absolutely fine the entire time until I made it to the wedding party, because Bloodshine's best man absolutely destroyed me. Also, how does this RPG do so little damage? It's an RPG, it should be killing people in one shot and taking up most of my ammo for it. I know it's a COV one, but damn, it was disappointing. Then for the next 5 minutes straight I tried killing Bloodshine's best man and I just couldn't. So I went back to Sanctuary and tried for better weapons. And when I went to the ammo vendor, I got not 1 but 2 legendary grenade mods. But I didn't have enough money for both, so I went with the Nagata because I've never used it before. And the other one was the Quasar, but yeah, I already know what it does. And after I tested out the Nagata once, I decided to head straight to Bloodshine's best man and test the rest of the grenades out on him. And with those grenades plus this random purple submachine gun that I got from the vendors, I finally killed Bloodshine's best man. Then I meet with the rest of his family. They're a little bit bloodthirsty, but I do kill all of them. And after finally finishing with the wedding reception, I kill Tumor Head. Then as a reward for completing the mission, I get punched in the face by a gun that I cannot use. And now that that mission's done, I head to the Meridian outskirts to do the Melawannabes mission because I can get 3 people there who drop legendaries. So the first one I kill is definitely not Norman Bates, and the useless bastard didn't drop anything useful, so I head towards Max and absolutely destroy him. Then he didn't drop anything either. And then after that I waited for the game to let me kill Rax. Then he also did not drop anything. And according to Loot Lemon, Max and Rax have a very high drop rate, so that was pretty unlucky for me. Then I turn in the mission and I reach level 12. So of course I have to say goodbye to my beautiful weapons and grenade mods. 2 more legendaries down the drain. So of course now it's Sanctuary time, and I find myself a beautiful looking shotgun. But I didn't find any good looking grenades or shields, so I decided to farm these things for a little bit. And 5 minutes later I find a legendary grenade mod called Tina's Hippity Hopper, and a few minutes later the game crashed. 5 minutes after that the game crashed again. And 5 minutes after that, I decided not to farm anymore because Sanctuary seemed to be cursed, and I decided to go to the slots for a bit, and without knowing the slot patterns yet, I surprisingly got a legendary from the Iridium one. And this one is called the Tribolt, one that I haven't used in this game so far, and instead of testing it out at a normal place, I decided to go and test it out on Kilovolt. Yeah, did not work in any way, shape or form. And it did do a decent amount of damage to him, it's just I couldn't tank any of his hits. But instead of trying against Kilovolt again, I decided to go and do the main missions. And I start off by going to Athenas, and my plan here was just to go through everything as quick as possible, because my real goal was to go to Skywell 27. And farm the Dinklebot for his legendary. And this whole planet just absolutely screwed me over, because my entire plan for this planet was to hold this gun right until the end so I could kill Captain Traunt with it, but no, because as soon as I kill this rat's nest, I reach level 13, and of course now I have to drop absolutely everything. And for the billionth time, it's straight back to Sanctuary, because I will need some stacked items to beat this Captain Traunt. And I ended up grabbing a pretty nice looking sniper. Then all I did after that was just find another random purple weapon, a purple shield, a purple grenade mod, and this is what the loadout looks like fighting Captain Traunt. And even with those weapons, the fight was still a massive struggle, but I do eventually take down Captain Traunt, and he didn't even drop a legendary. Nice. But when I make it inside the temple, I open the red chest and get a legendary infinity pistol. And I'll take that as a pretty good weapon, so I decide to continue with the main mission, meet this moron, and I grab the most useless item in Borderlands history, and that would be the Viper Drive. But then we make it to Skywell 27, which is the homeland of the almighty Dinklebot. and I make my way all the way to Dinklebot with relative ease. But I do realise that the Infinity is quite terrible against enemies that aren't huge. But then Dinklebot drops his guaranteed legendary, but it isn't a weapon, shield, grenade mod or anything like that. It's called a Lutogram. And what's so great about it is that you can trade him into Crazy L, and he gives you either a great weapon or a terrible weapon. And he only drops 2 great weapons, but it's about 30% of the time. And those 2 great weapons are the Lucian's Cool and the Butcher. But I decide to continue just to get the save point here. And my stupid ass didn't realise that I was very close to leveling up. I killed an enemy and I leveled up while holding the Lutogram. So that was a waste of time. But mark my words, Dinklebot, I will be back for more. And just look at all of the legendaries that I drop. It's just sad. And I never even got to use the Hell Shock. I bought it in a vendor earlier and it was just a waste of money. So I head back to Sanctuary to scrounge for some items. And the first thing I see is this Echo. And I've never used this gun, but it is legendary, so it's gotta be good. So basically you shoot something and it sticks to it and then it hits it 3 more times with that explosive shot. It sounds like it could be very good as long as it does high damage. So I take it with me to Skywell 27 and I make it to Katagawa's Balls room. And I mean, you can kind of see when I'm fighting this Arbalest, it isn't that great, but it's not terrible. And I'd say 100% the best thing about this gun is the very low ammo consumption. But now it's time to answer the age-old question, what wins? An Echo pistol or a giant metal ball that can shoot militarized weapons with a seemingly infinite amount of ammo? And for the first try, the ball wins. But I'm pretty sure he was cheating and he must have had aimbot on. So I decided to try again, and this time he must have had his cheats off and I absolutely destroy him because when he's on the 3rd health bar, I'm guessing he just has absolutely no resistances because he got absolutely melted. And my streak of bad boss loot continues because he did not drop a legendary. Then sadly I reach level 15 as I finish the mission and my poor Katagawa Ball Killer is gone. I've wasted so many legendaries doing all this. Then after nearly half an hour of farming vendors, my game crashed once again, and it seems that Sanctuary is the whole reason that my game keeps crashing. So I go to Skywell 27 and it's time to farm some Ludograms. Then after I get just 3, I decide to head back to Sanctuary hoping that I can get just 1 of those good legendaries. Then Crazy L gives me 3 white weapons, then the game crashes. Now I'm not 100% sure, but did Borderlands 3 just combo attack me? Because what just happened seemed like a personal attack. Then after getting 5 Ludograms I go back to Crazy L and he finally drops a Butcher shotgun. And I'm not exactly sure how to explain it to you, but I will show it to you by killing Kilovolt with it, because not only is this gun overpowered as hell, I also promised to kill Kilovolt in this episode, and I haven't at this point, because until I kill that guy, this episode is not ending. So for the final time, I'm heading to Electra City to go and fight Kilovolt. And right now, I can show you exactly how this gun works. So if you would just direct your attention right above the little timer in the bottom right there, just watch how the ammo works on this gun, and also try and pay attention to the immense speed and damage that this gun outputs. Yeah, die you big bastard. Then after he comes back you get to witness the true meaning of melting in this game. What a beautiful sight. But anyway, that will be the end of this video, and hopefully next video I'll be able to beat Katagawa himself and hopefully the Rampage of Vault Beast. But you're just gonna have to wait and see. But if you got any tips for Borderlands 3 at all, they will be greatly appreciated, and thank you for watching.